Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Come in, say hello, and tell me what state you're in or your growing zone. Good afternoon, Melanie Williams. How are you today? Philly, 7A7B. I am well. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just going to be on here for a minute. I was thinking about some things the other day about um, if it came to a situation uh, of us having to live off our land for some reason, would we be able to survive it? Just living. Hello, welcome to the live. How are you? So it's a question that had popped up in my mind. Um, Sometimes we just think about random stuff, and that was one of the random things that I was thinking about. Angelina, hello, how are you? So glad that you could make it to the live, popping in. Thank you. So the question is, if you had to live completely off your land, could you do it? And if you could do it, what would be some of the biggest struggles that you think that you would have? Mickey Flo, how are you? How are you enjoying your summer? Now, I think one of the biggest struggles that I would have would be probably livestock, trying to raise chickens. And it's so easy for other people, but for me it would be a challenge. I mean, the vegetables, the fruit, the gardening part I will have down pat, but we're talking completely living solely off of your land. I mean, not going to the grocery store, but harvesting everything right there. Just living. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. It would definitely be a challenge for me in the meat department because I can't see myself harvesting chickens or pigs or cows. I probably would even honest, and I'm just being 100 honest. I probably would even have a problem milking a cow. So or goat. That'd be rough for me. So I would survive, but it would be a whole lot of bartering and trading going on my end because I'm not very good with animals as far as chickens, and I mean pets is a different thing. You're gonna care for them, you love them, you have them as your family member, but livestock that you harvest, wow, that'd be rough for me. I mean, for example, Four Horns Farm has pigs, and I think it's awesome. But see, with me, I would have been got so attached to the little pigs. I probably would have named them all, and I know that's the number one rule is you don't pose to name them. But I would have been named them, put little collars on them. But that's just me, and that's how I am. Let me see what's going on here. Just living said you can only have chickens, but imagine just living. if there was no restrictions, because you had to sustain and you had to fend for yourself. So you're able to do whatever. This just a thought. For me, mm, it would be really super rough. Bear fruit, hello, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. Guys, if you're just coming in, please smash the like button. So I want to just have a conversation about that, because I know it would be a challenge for me. Now, I see a lot of YouTubers, for example, Justin Rode and a few others who have cows, chickens, pigs. They live completely off their land, and their children are out there as well, um, harvesting the chickens and, helping with feeding and rotating the animals. And I just think that's awesome, because those kids are so well balanced. I mean, those are the ones who will be able to survive. Also, hunters, people that hunt, and fishermen. Now, I probably could fish. I mean, I'm gonna have a problem, but I'll get it together. I probably can fish because I'm real like squirmish like that. But if it came to a situation where I had to eat, I would definitely have to get out there and do some fishing. But if I had to live completely off my land, that means no more grocery stores. It would be a challenge for me, for real. We talking about lifestyle changes for real, because of the lack of knowledge, one, and two, certain, so it's like, that's kind of rough. I don't know if I could do it if, am I real blurry to you guys? I look blurry on my other phone. I could if I had a lot of help. I was listening to Four Horns Farm. I was watching her video, and she was saying how she had harvested her live stream, which was how she had harvested her one of the pigs, and they had dinner. Everything that they ate that night was from their land, and I was like, wow. I mean, that is really awesome. Like 50% of what I eat will probably be from my garden, but how would I get the other 50%? Trade and barter from different zones when you chop areas ready yet. Okay, trade and bartering would be a great tool, but what would I have that would be of an asset to someone else to trade for that's in my garden, other than my stone fruits? I think one of the biggest trading crops would be coffee, growing coffee beans. Everybody drink coffee. Most of the people drink coffee. That's an item that people would love to have. Hop plants to make beer, grapes to make wine. That's a great trading and bartering tool as well. So yeah, it was just something that I was thinking about. Like, I probably wouldn't make it if I had to solely live off my land. And then if I'm around here, hey Diva Jones, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon to you. I hung out so late with you, Bear Fruit. I woke up late this morning because it was way past my bedtime in the live chat. But really, I mean, it would be hard for me. So it makes me think about overcoming some of my fears. Like, even with gardening, I have fears in the garden. Everybody that truly know me know that I am scared of worms. I am scared of the caterpillars. And Lord, if I ever run across a tomato hornworm, it'd probably be a wrap. I mean, I would just go into shock. So it would be a challenge. And then last night, in Barefoot Live, I was talking cash stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give me some prayer mantises, right? But I am, because I have to face those little fears. I mean, think about it. Praying mantis, ladybugs, worms are an asset to our garden. A blurry picture as well going on here. If those are the things that um, we're afraid of, then we have to overcome those fears if we're going to be true gardeners. I know I have to, because with growing the stone fruit that I'm growing now, I need praying mantis in my garden to help battle some of the bugs and the aphids that's going to come with cherry trees, with peach trees, with nectarine trees. So yeah, it's gonna be challenging. So Angela said jellies from the berries. Um, yeah. I think one of my good assets would be the fig jam. Everybody eat breakfast, so the jellies and the fig jams would be something that would be a great bartering tool. But Angela, the question is, do you know how to can? Do you know how to make preserves? Because I don't. And now these are things that I have to learn to do. Not saying that we're going to get to that point, but these are things that I feel like I should know how to do. I had to move my chair back so I could move this over. So excuse me. Am I still buffering bad, guys? All right, let me see. So Angela had tomato hornworms, but the wasp beat her to them, which was great. So I'm assuming that the wasp ate up the eggs. That now that's good, because that's like everybody kind of going in with everybody. Zoe, welcome to the live stream. How are you this morning? This afternoon, I should say. Zoe, we just talking about how, if we had to, could we live off of our land? Would we be able to survive? So we know how to garden. Um, I'm scared of chickens. That's why I don't have them. And chickens is really great for the garden because the chicken poop, that's good fertilizer right there, organic fertilizer. Rabbits is great for the garden. Their poop is great organic fertilizer. But I'm scared of both of those, and mainly rabbits. So what you know what I'm saying? How will we survive? We will be completely plant based. And that's hard. It's not impossible, because a lot of people do it, but it is hard. It's a challenge. It's a definitely a change. All your favorite channels are all on at the same time. Well, thank you for being here. The larvae will find other hornworms and attack them. Oh, wow. Well, that's a pretty good because the wasp, the only thing that you have to worry about is protecting yourself from the wasp. But the wasp can be beneficial in your garden as well, just like snakes, the garden snakes, not the venomous ones, not the kind that can kill you, but the garden snakes. A lot of people say, well, don't kill all your garden snakes because they chase away the mice or they eat the mice. Well, cats do that too. A cat will play with the mice and then they wind up killing them. I don't know if they eat them, but I know they kill them. But I'm not a cat person. But I don't chase the cats away in my neighborhood. As long as they don't bother me, they can roam because I know they on a mission to chase away the mice. But would you be able to survive off of your land if it came down to it? No grocery stores, just straight living. Same thing for you, Bear Fruit and Diva. Would you guys be able to survive strictly off of your land? Yeah, and I eat chicken in the So you can harvest the chickens. Zoe, you've harvested chickens before. So we got a survivor here. Yes, I live a little pan of water. I'll change it every day. The wasp will come for a drink and find a tomato plant, and you have them. That's pretty good, Angela. I'm gonna have to, cause we got wasps in our area too. I didn't know that they. I hope I don't. I know it's coming though. I'm sorry about all this buffing. I'm in the wrong area of the house, and I don't know why I thought about it. There is a farm named Green City Acres out in Canada that is organic farm that uses all biological pest controls in their greenhouse. Mm. Y'all be quiet while I slaughter my livestock, but I'm going to eat to survive. Exactly. And I will be facing some of my fears because I will have to survive. And my biggest fear would be trying to wring a chicken's neck and pluck them. I get past it after that, I guess, because I've cut up whole chickens from the grocery store, but that's nothing like a fresh chicken that you just grabbed out the coop. That's deep, or that you've raised. Have anybody tasted quail meat? Because a friend of mine here is raising them, and a couple of people I know is raising quail. I do not use any sprays, even organic. They have created so with for the fish will be in large numbers in the greenhouse, so they eat the aphids and such. Okay. So the only animal I have are the dogs and cats. So then, Diva, would you go to a plant-based diet if that's what you had to do? Because you only can live off your land, or would you go get you some chickens or some chicks and raise them and harvest them and put them in your freezer? Would you go get you some cows or a cow or a pig or a goat? No, man, I need meat. I'm gonna have to get some livestock. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing that will be off my menu. a cow for one, for sure. Now, and it probably would be a pig too. I can't see myself slaughtering a cow or a pig. So yeah, both of them. I can't even see myself raising them with my scary self. I'm in South Georgia. My family owns farms, farmland, livestock. I'm sure I ate plenty of animals I played with. You probably did, Zoe. Ah, I need meat too. I really don't have to have beef or pork. Bear fruit, I agree with you 100%. But I gotta have me some chicken and fish and salmon. So fish would definitely be on my menu a lot because I think that would be the first fear that I can overcome is the fishing. I mean, and that's something I want to do anyway. Go fishing. I got my rod and everything was supposed to start last year. Didn't make time. Didn't really haven't had time this year. My brother fishes, so fish would definitely be on the menu a lot. So be in the menu, but I don't know how to harvest them. Bearfree, you think you can harvest a chicken? Oh, now I can cut up a chicken from the grocery store, no problem. I don't have any phobia of meats, but as far as picking up the bird out the coop and wringing its neck and letting them turn them upside down in the kill cone and letting them bleed out, plucking them, mm, that would be a problem for me. You know, Angela, I've heard people say rabbits taste like chicken. I heard people say squirrel tastes like chicken. when when you ask somebody what they take, what a meat tastes like, the first thing they say it tastes like chicken. But we have plenty of squirrels here in Michigan, and if that was the meat source for me, mm-mm. Now I know my oldest boy's grandfather. He used to hunt the squirrel. He was an old school guy, and he would skin them and have them in this refrigerator, and he would eat them. I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I'll be able to do that. But for again, diva, I mean, bear fruit, frog legs really do taste like it. I agree with you. Steve Rogers, welcome. I agree with you. Frog legs do taste like chicken. Um, that they do taste like chicken, and I've had frog legs before, and they're not bad. Roger said frog legs taste like chicken. That's interesting. Because they do. Barefruit said frog legs taste like mud. Steve Rogers, I have never had able to eat them. How rabbits taste like chicken. Um, I've heard rabbits taste like chicken, but I don't even know. You know, when I was a kid, I probably did that because my father was from Georgia and my mom was from Alabama, so ain't no telling what my place. Now that I'm older, I don't know. They sell rabbits and coons here. But I don't know if I could eat one. I don't even think I know how to prepare one. How do you, Steve? How do you prepare a rabbit? I know how to do the frog legs, but do you just flour it up like you do chicken? Catfish? I do not eat catfish. Mm. No, that's one fish. I do not eat fish, and all right. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Guess what happened, y'all? I normally turn my Bluetooth off, and this time I didn't turn the Bluetooth off. I wind up turning my Wi-Fi off. Okay, so it wasn't too fault. It was my fault. So hold on, bear with me for one more second. All right. Yeah, I turned off my Wi-Fi instead of the Bluetooth. All right, we're back. Yes, Steve, we're back. We're back. Okay. Silly me. But yeah, I want to get back in this chat because Bearfruit said that something tastes like mud. Don't tell me I'm buffing again. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one on the trying to go live on Fridays too, because there's a lot of live streamers going on. But nah, the frog legs that I've had, they do taste like chicken. That's one thing that does taste similar to chicken. Now a lot of people say rabbit tastes like, but you know what? I don't know. I was traumatized as a teenager by a rabbit, so I'm not a fan of rabbits, and I'm definitely not about to eat one. Timmy, welcome to the live. How are you? Am I going to Area 51? No, sir. Barefoot gardening, you missing out on that one. Mmm. Williams, please check the like button. Alright. Yes, please, if you're just coming in or if you've been in and you haven't done so, please thumbs up the live for me, even with all these technical difficulties. Trying to make it happen. Now, but that would be the only way that I would be able to survive. Is through fish and chicken. Um, Other than that, I'm not harvesting a cow. I don't think I can get through it. I don't think I can get through harvesting a pig. And that's just being honest. Now, if someone else come along, then maybe. But I can't. And it's just my personal fear. And it's a lot of fears that I have just because I need to get over them. Like, really, the worm thing. That's the best thing happening in the garden is your worms. The best thing happening in your garden is a praying mantis or ladybugs. That's gold right there. Now, I'm not scared of bees. I don't want to be stung by one, but I'm not scared of them either. So I do want to beekeep. But even with beekeeping brings other things to your platform. I mean, I'm in a beekeeping Facebook group, and they were showing pictures of how the mice would try to get up into the space or have and died. So other things come with that too. We had to drive over that bridge. The Mississippi River Bridge. You had a panic attack when you had to drive over it? All right. Okay, so Diva says she don't want to be processing her chicken or cows. You gonna have Bob down the street do it for you. That could work too. That may work too. You have to compensate him. He probably gonna want half of that cow. But even the chickens though, I can't even. I want chickens, but I can't deal with chickens. So maybe my grandbabies I'll build a coop and everything. I'll get the waterers, I'll get the feed. But to go in and grab them out or to go in there and get them eggs, that's going to be hard for me. Charles Robinson, I've been looking for you. How are you? Welcome to the live. I was hoping I would catch you. I have a fig plant for you. So I need you to go into my Gmail me so we can meet up and I can get it to you, Charles. I've been looking for you. Because you're here in Michigan with me, and I promised you one. It's a strawberry verte, beautiful plant. I've showed it in a couple of my videos. One of them, the one that I was going to give you, the squirrels kept pulling it up. So I'm going to give you the other one that I had, and I'm going to nurse that one back to health for myself. So definitely get with me. Um, I'm going to put my email address in here. Now, Charles, you're going to have to bring it in the wintertime. That's my email address right there. So just email me and we can meet up out in Bloomfield or Southfield or wherever, and I'll bring it to you. I'm going to bring, get you, they're ready to be up potted, Charles. So get you a 5-gallon bucket, put you some holes in it, and get you a bag of potting mix, not potting soil. Um, and you can up plant it. Just take that whole one out of there and put it in another one. And if I have, I'll look at my storage to see if I have one. I'll up pot it for you to make it easier for you. But I got. Nope, it's not cold tolerant. So you will have to bring it in. Are you in a house, apartment, or do you have a garage, basement? The only one that I have in the house. Okay. Um, the only one that I have that's cold tolerant, but you will still have to wrap it up because you know we get super cold here, is the Chicago Hardy. And that one I will have to either air layer it for you or give you cuttings and start it off, and that will be later on in the season. Because if you got a cool place in the basement that stays pretty cool throughout the winter, it'll do fine once you go into dormancy. But you'll have my Gmail if you have any questions. Okay, so D Jones, let me see what it's saying. Oh yeah, rainwater. Yeah, those barrels of bear fruit are really good for that. To collect rainwater in, they're super good for that. And not only are they good, they're easy to set up, and you hook them to your gutter, so your rainwater come off of there. Or you could create some type of cone where when it does pour down raining, it's going straight into your barrel. I haven't hooked mine up this year, and I was gonna do a video on how to make a rain barrel. That's why I bought the gray 55-gallon drum. But yeah, those are good to have as well. Yep. If I'm this yard behind me, this lot behind me, once they tear that house down, I'm gonna build a system where I could collect rainwater out there. That way, when my young trees start off, I'll be able to water them. But once they get established and I get those wood chips down, it'll be just like a full forest. You don't water a forest; it survives on its own. Diva Joe, Diva, you say you got frog pets? Barefoot, you got a turtle named Mo. Okay. My kids had all of that stuff: turtles, bearded dragons, snakes, um, hamsters. The teddy bear hamsters, and hamsters is too much looking like a mouse to me. So I ain't never liked them. But I had all boys, so I allowed them to have their pets as long as they kept them contained and away from me. And we had a couple of turtles before, and they used to love the pond out there. Oh, you used to have a turtle? No snakes, not in the house. Yeah, my son had a snake. It was a beautiful colored snake. I didn't mess with it. It was small. It wasn't, I don't think it was a foot long, but he allowed him to get loose. And we have not found him yet. He's probably in a heating vent somewhere. I'm sure by now he's dust, but that was years ago. And that was the end of him showing me he wasn't responsible, so that kind of cut back on the pets. And my other son's bearded dragon, he was pretty chill. Like, bearded dragons are really like real chill dragons. I think her name was Syra, the bearded dragon. And all she did was sat on the log and just stared out the glass of the aquarium. So I could do the little bearded dragons because they don't be trying to jump out the tank and all of that. But the snake and the hamsters always would try to get out and get away. Can't do them. I agree, Bearfruit, but their skin is beautiful. You do kind of tend to love to see the skin of them. But as far as the that whole snake thing, nah. Zoe, are you growing? I seen Diva say something about nuts, but do you have any type of nut trees in your garden? She's probably talking about just cuckoo nuts, but my family garden. Hello, how are you? I just watched one of your videos just today. You don't want no you don't want no snake skin. Now, Bear Fruit, you never wore snake skin before. Purse, shoes, never. I'm doing pretty good in my family garden after all these technical difficulties of buffing I've been having. Nope, never ever. Backyard garden, I have a nut tree, just my little blackberry. No nut trees, just my little blackberry bush. All right, but that's something that's a good bartering tool as well. The nut trees, pecans, macadamian, and some of them are hardy in our zone as well. But I don't think I would ever grow a nut tree. I don't think I would. That's how extreme your phobia is. My sister, she do not mess with snake nothing. She don't even want the fake snake skin. Nothing. Don't even do the pattern. Nothing. So I feel you on that, Bear Fruit. That's pretty much how I am about rabbits and mice. Like a mouse ever get in my house, and in the fall time, everything out, try to come in. I had a couple of mice in here because I was redoing my kitchen, and the little workers kept leaving the door open. Oh man, that was the hardest thing. Like I really got a room and told my sons. Speaking of my son, he's calling me. Told my sons that when you catch him, call me. I'll be back. Love y'all, because I couldn't do it. Original Love Bug. How are you? Welcome to the live. Guys, if you're just coming in, please smash the like button for the host. I appreciate it. Mickey Flo is back. Dojo Allotment, hello. How are you? Guys, I did not know what I grow Joyce was over in Europe. Did you guys know that? I didn't know she was in Europe. Dojo Allotment, I have a question for you. If you had to live solely off of your land, no grocery stores, that means your garden and your livestock, would you be able to survive? Would you be able to do it? I didn't know that, Diva. That she was and you. I mean, I knew. Well, I kind of sort of did, but I didn't know she was in Europe. That's pretty cool. Dojo said, yes, no problem. He can do it. Okay. I can't. Well, I could if it was like fish. Like I'll be able to go fishing, but I don't think I'll be able to do pigs and cows. I don't think I would be able to harvest them because, I'm just scary like that, and I don't think I'll be able to do it. So I would definitely have to live off my fruit, vegetables, fish, and maybe I can harvest a chicken. Now, you give me a whole chicken that's already skinned, I'll go and cut it up for you. But to get it out the coop, then kill it and pluck it, nope, I can't do that. That's too much for me. But you give me a sharp knife, I can quarter up a chicken real good for you. Or I know which joint to hit and everything, so I could cut a chicken up. So I'll probably be living off chicken and fish for the rest of my life if it was up to me and harvesting. Mickey Flo, so you harvest some roosters? That's awesome. That's awesome. And when I see kids, like young people doing that today, I just think that's the most awesome gift that a parent could give their children, is the gift of knowing how to garden, knowing how to raise livestock and harvest livestock. I think that's an awesome gift and teaching to give to your kid. And see, Dojo said he went on a survival week once and learned how to eat what's around you. Now, see, that's another thing, because I be watching these little survival channels and stuff, and they be out there just raw with it. You pick up that little red. Yeah, you're right about that, Diva. Because our kids are, oh, they don't even have life skills. These kids now in the city, I don't know about in the country, but in the city, they don't even have basic life skills. Like, they are freaking out because they can't get their hair done. Like, total meltdown. Or they're having total meltdowns because their boyfriend got a girlfriend somewhere, just like losing it, like for real, like giving up their lives. It's crazy. I mean, it's so sad that the things that you're gonna go through in life, we as parents are not explaining to our children that this too shall pass. You're gonna get past it. It's gonna be okay. So they're freaking out and they're killing themselves. And social media don't help it. With all this bullying that's going on, I think bullying is um, more prominent now than it ever have since social media has been out, Facebook and YouTube. I mean, people have desensitized themselves a lot. Like, even with, you see a man out there that didn't have an accident, first thing people want to do is pull out their cell phone, not to dial 911, but to record it. We have become desensitized. Our young people don't have a clue. They don't have a clue, and it's bad. Yeah, you're right. They do baby their kids too much. Original Turtle. Organic, turtle. The city is a rat race in a concrete jungle free from mines. Other Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that, and I agree with that statement because everything is a rat race now. It's like people are so into, oh, I have to go to work, I have to do a 9 to 5, I have to do this, I have to do my career, that they're not even teaching their kids. It's not like back in the day where you had Big Mama and Grandma there. Now the Big Mamas are there. There ain't no Big Mamas, first of all. But the grandparents today, they don't even want to be bothered with the kids because they got their own life. They want to go out. They want to hang out too. So it's like it's really sad who is sitting down and speaking to the minds of people. And then everything, I even feel bad for the animals, the deers and all of that, because they're building up all around their habitat. They're just throwing up buildings, throwing up malls, throwing up apartments. And the animals are pushed out. That's why you got deers in your backyard. Because you took my place, so I'm trying to live in the little 5 or 6 trees that you have out here. It's really rough right now. And if you don't protect your land, if you live in the country and buy up some of that land, they're going to come and they're going to build on that too. So it's really going to be something. All right, Bear Fruit, thank you so much. So guys, that was just something that I wanted to come in and kind of talk to you guys about and kind of ask, because I often think about stuff like that, like how would I survive? How would I, if I had to? How would I live off? Could I live off my land? So those are things that I often think about because we don't know what's going to happen. You know, we don't know if we're gonna have a blackout. Like I took y'all back a little bit too far because some of y'all didn't remember Y2K when everything went black for days. The gas pumps wasn't working, no lights, no gas, nothing was moving. And I think it stayed like that for like 3 days. Even when 9/11, everything went black in New York and they were out of power. The same thing with Storm Katrina. The same thing with all the different hurricanes that's going on all over the world. How would you survive if you had to? Puerto Rico is not the same since that big storm and hurricane came through there and tore up. A lot of people are just picking up the pieces in Louisiana from the storm Barry. So those are a lot of things that we have to um, think about with the disasters that's coming through, all the burning that's going on in California, um, all around them. So it's like a lot of people say, "Well, I don't understand why they don't just move." Some people, like Linda had said, she's been. This is where she lives, and this is what her state is prone to. And sometimes you deal with it. You take that chance. And the same thing with the people out in California. It's like every year they have these big brush fires and they lose homes, and it's the same thing here in Michigan. We have tornadoes and we have big thunderstorms. The trees falling, like today it's 90 something, it's 97. It's supposed to go up to 98. We're supposed to have thunderstorms. Heat and thunderstorms do not mix well. It makes it to be a very, very bad storm. So already our supply energy supply company is telling us that we need to um, prepare for the lights going out or prepare for the storm coming. They tell us that every year. And in the wintertime, it's the same thing. One winter, we went, it was like 20 degrees, 30 degrees outside, and we had no heat. We had no lights. The power went out for 2 to 3 days. I had a kerosene heater. So that made it easy for me to get my pups and my son in one room and heat that one room. But it had got really challenging because it had went on for days. So it's like I do have things in my home that I could use to kind of help um, me through certain short-term situations. But as a long-term situation, like, let stuff be down for 30 days. Let it be down for 15 days. People are going to panic. That's when you really going to have to put the locks on the doors and the chains on the doors. When the government had it shut down, people were starting to panic. If it had lasted any longer, it would have been real bad for our country. It would have been bad for everybody, actually. And it doesn't matter if you work for the government or not. It didn't matter if you receive government assistance or not. It still affects you. When here in Michigan, when the big three was going bankrupt, I don't work for the big three, but it still affects the economy, period. So we have to remember that we have to prepare ourselves for whatever could happen. We have to prepare ourselves for the storms. We have to prepare. You know what goes on in your climate, what happens in your state, what your state is prone to. So you govern yourselves accordingly. If Louisiana is prone to having storms and hurricanes like that, they're prepared. Um, they built that levee from the last storm that came through, Katrina. So their state is prepared, and we have to be prepared too. I keep flashlights. I keep um, batteries. I even have a solar light now, so I always can stay prepared. So, and that's the same thing with you guys. You in your states, you have to kind of, you know what your state goes through. You know what kind of state, even with the heat. If you know your summers is always double digits or triple digits, you prepare yourself for that. Alrighty. All right, guys. So I've been on here an hour. It's 98 degrees outside. I said I wasn't going outside today, but I do have to get out there and water the garden down real good. And unfortunately, I have to go out because I forgot to get my dogs their food and their pee pads. So I'll be in the heat today, and it is extremely hot out there. I thank you guys for coming in and sharing an hour with me. I appreciate it. I thank you for all the thumbs up. And if you haven't given me a thumbs up, please smash the like button. So stay hydrated, everybody. Stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next live or the next video. Have a great day.